Good evening. So how are you? Fine. Adya kashta. Why are you so low while telling fine? So again, welcome back to the second session of Prelims Express. So I hope you have seen the topics, and I hope some of you have at least prepared the topics. How many of you did not prepare? Prepare or did not prepare? Did not prepare? Okay, good. So again, today, majorly we will be dealing with the topics of Parliament, President, and Council of Ministers and Office of Governor. These are the most important topics. So again, the theme of the class will be identifying what kind of questions UPSC is asking from the topic of Parliament. Oh, Nikhil sir came. Sir, mic and later. Okay. Okay. So again, Nikhil sir is also here. So Parliament, again, what all comes to your mind when you think of Parliament from exam perspective? Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha. Why? Because Parliament is one of the most important chapters when it comes to prelims. Minimum 4 to 5 questions are going to be asked. So I should be knowing how to prepare the chapter of Parliament, because I have to get the highest reward from this. So if you were to ask me, sir, how do I prepare the Parliament chapter? I will try to divide the Parliament chapter. Okay. ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಓಪನ್ ಮಾಡೋ, ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಓಪನ್ ಮಾಡಕತ್ತ ಸ್ಲೈಡ್. ರಾಜೇಶ್, ಬ್ಲಾಕ್ ಬೋರ್ಡ್. ಇದಿದೆ. Okay, so if I were to divide the chapter of Parliament, how are you going to divide it? Again, first, what is the Parliament composed of? Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha, and President. President as a separate unit we are going to do. So here I am going to divide the chapter of Parliament into Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha as one part. All right. So this is part number 1. Then what is the part number 2 I am going to divide? Based on PYQs, I have divided this. President, that's a separate chapter. Okay, we can talk about the office of Speaker and Chairman. Fine, good. Again, if you observe, bills is one of the most important and high rewarding topic in UPSC Prelims. All right. Then after bills, I am going to divide, or I am going to add another new dimension known as committees. Right? Committees andre what all committees? Departmental Standing Committee, Public Undertaking Committee, Committee for which other committees? Estimates Committee. Have you heard of this? So these are the committees I am going to have another theme as. And one more theme that I am going to have is what are the devices or procedures that are present in Parliament, especially Lok Sabha. Motions kelidira. Have you heard of motions? So we are going to discuss about motions. Heard of no confidence motion? Then adjournment motion and privilege motion, etc. Are you understanding? This is how I am going to break down the chapter of Parliament, so life becomes very easy for me, and chances are you can expect a question from each of the topic in a single year. So again, when I come to Rajya Sabha, again, what should I be reading? Sir, Rajya Sabha, there is so much to read. So what is UPSC repeatedly asking in Rajya Sabha? I will show you examples how UPSC is repeating the same theme probably every 3 years. All right. Rajya Sabha powers, or say for example, first thing is trying to ask me, what are the powers where Lok Sabha or fields where Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha are equal? Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha are equal when it comes to certain things like, very good, normal ordinary bill, constituent assembly bill, etc. But at the same time, Rajya Sabha also has some extraordinary powers. So these are the extraordinary powers that UPSC regularly asks. What are the extraordinary powers? Any idea? Very good. Cannot be dissolved. Chairman is the Vice President. Very good. This is what I want, All India service. Then whenever in the name of national interest, if they want to bring about a legislation in the state list without the permission of Rajya Sabha, you can't do it. I hope you remember this. These are the exemptions that I am going to read properly. Understood? And if you want to again go in deep of Rajya Sabha, again, what is the origin of Rajya Sabha? When did Rajya Sabha originate? 1952. Historical aspect? Which Government of India Act? 1919 or 1935? Yes, 19. Are you understanding? This is how you are going to prepare Rajya Sabha. Got it? And then probably in Lok Sabha also you can ask us. Also, what is the term or tenure of Rajya Sabha? Tenure, 6 years. Is it mentioned in the Indian Constitution? No. So he will say, in the Indian Constitution, the term of Rajya Sabha is declared to be 6 years. Whenever you see it defined in the Indian Constitution, chances are it is going to be wrong. And remember that usually most of the things are not at all defined in the Indian Constitution. Veto anta kelidira, have you heard of veto? Is the word veto mentioned in my Constitution? Is the word veto mentioned? Yes or no? Veto is not mentioned, the procedure is mentioned. For example, there is no timeline for the president to give assent to the bill. That is nothing but our pocket veto. But is the word pocket veto mentioned? These are the clarifications that you have to have before you start studying. Then let us come to the next topic, speaker. Again, speaker, what can be asked about speaker? First, let us go to history. Origin. Who was the first speaker? Who was the first Indian speaker? This is given in our books. Getting it? Then, is there any controversy with respect to the office of speaker? And one more thing you should observe, UPSC loves to ask the procedural aspect. What does he love to ask? Procedural aspect. For example, as soon as a new government is formed, does the old speaker continue or is there some other speaker? The old speaker continues. Then what happens? Very good. Pro tem speaker. Then there will be a new speaker. Are you understanding? This is what you mean by procedural aspects. So whenever you are reading anything in the polity part, procedure is very, very important. Artha aita? Getting it? Next, as usual, powers of speaker. We should be knowing what are the basic powers of speaker. Power of speaker when it comes to anti-defection law. Is it subject to judicial review or not? Okay, and any two important cases regarding office of speaker. Are you getting it? Whenever you pick a topic, please prepare a mind map or structure like this. And this is what I'm telling you on the basis of last 25 years of UPSC questions. I'm not an astrologer to come and tell you what will come, what will not come. But your 25-year question paper will not lie. Next, let us come to bills. Again, in bills, what are the types of bill? Ordinary bill, money bill, financial bill 1 and 2, constitutional amendment bill. One more, later you will be reading something known as appropriation bill also during budget. So out of this, every 2 or 3 years, UPSC will ask 1 or 2 questions. So again, you should have a clarity. What is the major difference between each of the bills? For which bill do we need the prior recommendation of the president? Which bill can be introduced only in Lok Sabha? He will simply give financial bill and money bill can be introduced in the same way. Yes or no? Okay, Ardhak how he is going to complicate the question. He will ask the same topic, but he will complicate it. Then let us come to committees. Again, which are the important committees? Public Account Committee, Committee on Public Undertaking, Estimates Committee. Important committees, I should be knowing. When did it originate? How many members are there? How many members are there from Rajya Sabha, Lok Sabha? Some committees have members only from Lok Sabha. What committee is? Estimates Committee, I think. Go back and check. Are you getting it? Please get this clarity. And are the members of this committee elected or nominated? I don't know, I am asking you. I have not come here to teach polity, but how you should learn polity. Some elected, some nominated. Manu. Okay. Chairman, how is the chairman elected? Elected or nominated? Does speaker have any role? Please go back and read about this. Are you understanding how easy to confuse you? ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆಯಾ? And also remember departmental standing committee. Have you heard of departmental standing committee? How many committees are there? When was the first time that committee was set up? And again, members, are they elected or are they nominated? All right. Then let us come to the next part. Motions. Have you heard of no confidence motion? Adjournment motion. Again, I should be knowing, is no confidence motion mentioned in the Indian Constitution? Yes or no? No, it is not mentioned in the Indian Constitution. You should be knowing the procedure to introduce a no confidence motion and where does it derive the power from? ಈಗ Constitution illa andre, where is it deriving the power from? Rules of procedure, RPA alla, RPA na. Wake up. Are you getting it? This is where UPSC is going to confuse us. And again, no confidence motion, should the people who are bringing the no confidence motion give a reason why they are bringing it? And does the speaker have the, should he compulsorily accept no confidence motion or can he reject it? Okay, I don't want the answer. I want you to think in this aspect. Procedure. Artha aagta idya? Please focus on the procedures. Understood how to read Parliament? Any doubts? Now let us just go and see the previous year questions. You'll get an idea. Again, Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha and the tenure. Unique powers of Lok Sabha. Be very, very active when it comes to unique. Which are the unique powers? Money bill, no confidence motion, budget and financial control. Can Rajya Sabha discuss the budget? Discuss. Are you understanding? UPSC will play with these small words. Can Rajya Sabha suggest amendment to money bill? Yes or no? They can suggest. Taking it or leaving it is the choice of Lok Sabha. Are you getting it? These are the small words that UPSC is going to play. And I see the students who don't clear the prelims, they would have scored very well in the difficult questions. These are the easy questions where they are going to falter. And remember, if you are getting this answer wrong, you are not losing 0.67 but 2.67 marks. Remember, this is like a full toss ball in a cricket match. What should you do? 6. Bold adre? Out. Same when it comes to unique powers of Rajya Sabha. State list legislation. Rajya Sabha can authorize the Parliament to make laws on subject in the state list. State list, who is the responsible for passing acts? State government. But if Rajya Sabha passes a resolution by 2/3 majority, UPSC will change 2/3 to what? Simple majority. So I will change the numbers. And they have also given necessary in national interest. Only when there is national interest they can do that. These are the things you have to observe. Let us come to the next topic. Creation of All India Service, exclusive power to Rajya Sabha, and also it's a permanent house and a continuous role. Yes. What is the answer? Nikhil sir.
Rajya Sabha has equal powers with Lok Sabha in which of the following matters they have told. So one is matters creating All India Service, amending the constitution, the removal of the government, making cut motions. So how many of you say amending the constitution? Raise your hand. Okay, how many of you say it is not the amending of the constitution? The answer might be something different. Some of you didn't lift your hands. Either you don't know the answer, or either you think those who are telling that answer is wrong. See, now in these kind of questions, if you are confused, first try to go one by one. Okay, All India matters creating All India, what is that? All India services. Now just now 2 minutes back Shashank sir told what are the unique features. So this cannot be the answer, you rule it out. Removal of the government, just now again 2 minutes back you read that no confidence motion can be only passed by Lok Sabha. So that is why you can say there Rajya Sabha does not have equal powers. So that is also gone. Remaining now what? B and D. So making cut motions. So if you have studied your basics polity, you know that the budget means demand on grants can be only introduced in Lok Sabha. It is only Lok Sabha that can pass the cut motion, not the Rajya Sabha. That is why he told that what budgetary control lies with whom? That is with Lok Sabha, not with Rajya Sabha. So obviously, the only thing is that if you to amend the constitution under Article 368, the bill has to be passed both in Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. The bill can be introduced either in Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. Plain and simple, the answer will be amending the constitution. See, now the point is that all of you will know the answer. Why some of you will still get it wrong? The reason is that you get confused. Okay, one of the reason why you get confused, plain simple reason, I think me and Shashank sir have told in many sessions, you need to solve lot of questions. Okay, it's like same way. Let us think you are going on this road, Chandra Layout road. Let us think you come for the first time. You don't know where is a pothole, right? Let us think you repeatedly go on the same road again and again, again and again. Every time you fall, it's okay. But still you become more aware than before, saying that where is the pothole, where is not the pothole. And now when you made a mistake, you'll 100% remember it throughout the life. It's like your body is what we call as immune system. First time when there is something that foreign body enters your body, later what happens, your body starts remembering it. So many of you, the problem why you tend to make mistakes in prelims is that you don't solve sufficient questions. You madly run behind what materials, extra content, current affairs, etc. So current affairs is sometimes you have to update yourself. But it does not mean you just keep reading current affairs. You keep, some people blindly will be keep reading Lakshmikant 10 times without solving any questions. You are understanding? Now, for example, let us take as an example. Let us think you have read 10 times Lakshmikant. Now, can you tell me who introduced the first no confidence motion? When and who? Who introduced the first no confidence motion? See, the point what I'm trying to say is that maybe it is not there in the book what you have read. And it does not mean UPSC will always ask question from the notes or the material what you have read. Always there is a possibility they might also ask a content from somewhere else. Now let us think now you solved this question. Now you got to know the answer. It was J.B. Kripalani in 1963 when India-China war happened. He brought it against Nehru's government. Right? When you solve that question, you also go to the synopsis, right? There you will read, till now, 27 times no confidence motion has been introduced in India. And then you will also read, Indira Gandhi is the prime minister against whom the highest number of no confidence motion has been introduced. Last time the no confidence motion was introduced in 2018. Now what happened? Your knowledge is updated. You understand the benefit of solving questions. That is what we have to do. Chinese way of doing things, reverse engineering. Mind. For this exam, you don't need to be a PhD scholar, or you can say someone who is a very smartest person or not reading 10 different books, 100 different books. And you can say now tricks also, what some say. Tricks is become overhyped now. Every Tom, Dick and Harry tell, I have a trick, I have a trick, I have a trick. And you get tricked. There is no tricks. It's purely simple, like what Shashank sir told, follow a procedure. If you follow the procedure, your gaps are covered. And that's why we keep saying, solve lot of questions. And see, some people, how they solve question, right? Now they solved, they got the wrong answer. Okay, it is amending them, move on to the next question. They won't sit and reflect upon why I got this question wrong. Was my knowledge base weak? Or did I know the question, but still I got it wrong because I got it confused? Why? Because they don't have patience. You Kannadadalli ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಲ್ಲ ಅತಿ ವೇಗ ತಿಥಿ ಬೇಗ ಅಂತ. Very quickly to finish everything. Some people when they come for mentorship, they'll tell, sir, I am wasting a lot of time reading synopsis. You are not wasting time reading synopsis. Synopsis is also knowledge gaining, what you can say, an exercise what you are doing. It will help you one or the other way around to eliminate option, to know more clarity. And that's why we say that, like what Shashank sir told, you might read the same thing, but they might ask on different aspects on the same thing. That's why he told, when he told government, what is that? Rajya Sabha, he told historically they can ask first time when it came. Some of you got confused, 1935, 1990. Had you thought little bit, diarchy in provinces were already there, right? So basically diarchy means already there was a central subject, already there was a subject. So obviously bicameralism was also already introduced at that point of time. If you remember the 1919 Act, then you will be able to remember, okay, it is sourced back to 1919.
When was ordinance introduced? All of you know what is ordinance. Sakkada godide. Ordinance 6 months, 6 weeks. Correct? Maximum duration. RC Cooper case. Wadhwa case. That you know. When was ordinance used? Which introduced? I'll give you 4 options. But options better. Which Government of India Act? Even I don't know. Go back and see. Or when was the portfolio system introduced?
Okay, who introduced portfolio system?
These are basics of UPSC Prelims. Anybody who is reading Prelims should be knowing this. Anybody. If you are preparing for Group C exam also, you should be knowing this.
Canning, no, 1861.
Avagle Act introduced aate. Okay. During that act, this was brought about.
See, the again reason. See, one of the reason why you might not be able to recall, lack of revision, and plain and simple, you have not solved sufficient questions. See, this is not the case. I think before also, when even Shashank sir has been doing mentorship, I keep hearing, he'll be telling solve questions, solve questions, solve questions. Even I'll be telling solve questions. People won't do it. Once they go outside this building, suddenly eureka, they'll happen. Say, macha ali, vasa material bandide. 60 questions have come from that material. We'll read that material, we are going to clear prelims. Damar. Next time, macha, one more material has come now. This is, see, there is no material that gives you the solution for your problems. You are the solution for your own problems. You simply have to solve questions. How many questions were you solving when you were preparing?
Mocks.
Mocks.
I used to pick one test series properly. Entire, usually 35 to 37 tests. The 35 tests, I would have solved all tests and revise it 3 times. Whatever mistakes I had made, I used to analyze it and revise it. I still have the book to show students. What we do, we solve the mock. I got 60, 70, 80, fine. You will feel bad and you will stop solving more mocks, or you lose your confidence. My job was, what mistakes am I making, or what should I learn from this? Any current affairs question. That is the job. And that is different, and solving UPSC questions are different. 2 different things.
And one more thing, when you told you solve marks, right? In our library also, they used to solve marks. How they will solve? Some student, one fellow was there. He solved 3-4 marks, some test series paper. He told, I'm getting 125. He told, I'm getting 125. I am very good. I am doing very well. He is a person who has not cleared any prelims till now. Okay, 4 attempts he had given, not cleared any prelims. So what we told, okay, give that paper, even we'll solve it. Me and my friend, 2 or 3 people, we solved it because we had all cleared prelims continuously. Now I got 160 in that paper. It was very easy paper. My friend got 165. One more friend got 155. Meaning your 125 is not enough. It's always relative. So how do you know the paper what you are solving is up to UPSC standard. It can be either too tough or it can be either too easy. So that is not a criteria to take that how much you are scoring and think that comfortably. Some people, that's what when they come, sir, vision, I am continuously scoring 100. Do you think UPSC paper is vision paper?
Or in fact, 80 also might be a very good score sometimes in a test series.
And first of all, how do you know, how do you rank there? Because I think now many people are not even joining test series, right? They take papers and solve it in their home. Okay. How do you know in that paper, what is the average score? Got it? So the idea of solving a test series is not only for scores. It is to learn from it that how we can improve, where we have made mistakes, where to avoid mistakes.
3 things you should be watching out in a test series. 3 things exactly. One is, again, for example, there's a question on money bill and finance bill. If I make it wrong, what does it mean? My money bill, finance bill knowledge is 0. I have to go back and revise. Second thing, we might read the question, for example, unequal, I might read it as equal. So means I am making a runtime error. What do you mean runtime error? While reading in the exam, I am doing a mistake. Or third one is, I might not be knowing about it at all. Alright? And why we stress so much is, because again, all of you know magicians. Can anybody become a magician just by watching YouTube? How does a person become a magician? He will practice. If you also want to become a magician in prelims, I can't teach you. You have to practice it. I can just tell you these are the do's and don'ts. All right? Henry, go Salva. Again, another question. Why I have brought so many questions is, these are the themes that will keep coming and will definitely come.
Parliament of India acquires the power to legislate on any item in the state list in national interest if a resolution to that effect is passed by.
Nodi, read all options. Read all options. Don't rush.
See, do one exercise. First, don't directly go for the answer. Please tell me which two options you're going to remove. So wherever you find Lok Sabha, you're going to remove. Simple logic, no? Because just now you read the special powers lies with Rajya Sabha. So you have to look for an option where there is Rajya Sabha. So obviously no two options win. Now your chances of getting the answer naturally increase to 50%. Now it should be either C, it should be either D. Okay. Now one more logic you can use here. Look at the question. Parliament of India acquires to power legislate on any item in the state list. What kind of political system we follow? Federal. So it will be not so easy that easily the parliament will get off this power to acquire on a state list, right? They have to make it bit more difficult, rigid. It should be not so flexible. Answer will be option D. Got it? I'm telling. See, you can get away straight away if you have read the answer D. Let us think for a moment you got confused. Sometimes it happens. Is it okay, simple majority? Is it 2/3? Go back to the logic. What is the logic? We are a federal country. Yes, we are a quasi-federal. There are instances, but it is also not that they'll make it so easy for the parliament. Just Rajya Sabha passes by 1/3 majority and they'll easily get the power to make one. No, it is 2/3 present and voting. So answer is what? D. You are understanding? So use both logic and knowledge, information, not just always information.
And one more reason. Why do you solve PYQs? ಇವಾಗ ಹೇಳ್ತೀರಾ know the patterns, but most of them I see, as soon as I show the PYQ, they will get the answer right. You are in the mode of learning the answers for PYQ, but nobody is in the mode of analyzing why am I doing this PYQ, why has he asked the question, or what is he asking in the question. If I ask, all PYQs will be knowing the answer very well, but nobody knows what is the theme of that question or why so many times this question has been asked. Are you getting it? This is something you have to cultivate, and this is a right time. You still have 6 months to clear the prelims. If you do it, most of you will have the chance of clearing the prelims.
And don't neglect PYQs. Why I'm telling is that many people, they neglect. The reason is that like subject like polity, economy, we know it, we will do it. Most people will go mistakes in this subject only. Consider the following statements. Statement 1, Rajya Sabha has no power either to reject or amend a money bill. Second statement, Rajya Sabha cannot vote on the demand for grants. Third statement, Rajya Sabha cannot discuss the annual financial statement. This was asked in 2015 and they asked which of the following statement given above is or are correct.
And as soon as you read the question, please underline and circle this. Correct or incorrect anta. Because correct and incorrect, if you read it wrong, already gone. So again, what is the theme of the question here? I don't want answer. Theme of the question. Unique powers of Rajya Sabha. You are getting it. Please cultivate this habit. If you apply this for every subject, your job is done. Answer is?
No, wait. No, again, no, here, since they are asking correct. Now this is what type of question? Multiple statements. So this is a question where you have the opportunity to eliminate. Okay. So can you identify a statement where you can say this is 100% incorrect?
Which option is 100% incorrect?
Okay, don't take tension. No, gone. Now from here, what you can deduct? One to is 100% should be correct. All you have to check whether second statement is right or wrong. Is it right or is it wrong? Rajya Sabha cannot vote on demand for grants. Just it is right now, only it is Lok Sabha that can vote on demand for grants. So answer will be what? 1 and 2. Got it? See, that's what we keep seeing. Students are not clearing prelims not because they are making mistakes in difficult question. They make mistakes in easy question. See, you might think it as a small thing. Reading the statements carefully, patiently, that is also a skill. You know, some people, what they'll do, the moment they get question paper, very hurriedly they'll read the question, they miss statement. Once your dot is marked, it's gone.
I still remember, photosynthesis question was asked.
Yeah.
I had marked it wrong. What is the main process of photosynthesis? Converts?
Takes carbon dioxide, releases oxygen.
Carbon dioxide na olak tono acheton. Takes carbon dioxide, releases oxygen. Takes oxygen, releases carbon dioxide. Why? Because I was in a rush. One of the few questions which I know. Let me mark it fast.
One you made mistake like that. One of my friend was there. He was zoology PhD. Overthinking. What is overthinking? In zoology, I don't know, something you told in botany or zoology. There are certain plants in night time, they do the opposite of it or something. Something is there. So he overthought that and he told this is incorrect. UPSC won't ask such easy question. UPSC is not setting the paper for PhD holders. This is an exam, jack of all, master of none. Got it?
So let us come to the next topic, bills. Again, all of you, I hope you know that there are multiple types of bill: ordinary, money, finance bill 1, finance bill 2, constitutional amendment bill, right?
One more thing, what is the difference between a public bill and a private member's bill? One is simple, one is introduced by a minister, the other is introduced by whom? Private member. Who is a private member? An MP who is not a minister. What is the prior time that you need to intimate for introducing a public bill? Correct. It is 7 days. That is 1 week. What is the prior notice for a private member's bill? That is 1 month. They have asked one old question here. If more number of private members' bill are passing, what does that indicate? This is a very old UPSC question, 1960s. Not necessary.
If many number of private bills are being passed instead of public bills, what is the outcome or message? What is implied from this line? Healthy political culture.
Correct. It indicates that the ruling government and the opposition have a healthy relation. One of the options that are given there is also the government is lacking majority. Not necessary. For example, if you take there was a private members bill introduced in Rajya Sabha, I think 2 years back. It was introduced not by a BJP MP only. Okay, it was not by an opposition party MP. And the last bill in India, private members bill, was passed when? 1969. Okay. So these kind of things you please keep updated.
And again, always think that you are just preparing for a small quiz. If you are going to ask a very tricky question, okay, nobody is asking you to become a scientist. A very tricky question. When is the first time? When was the last time? These are the things you have to give activity to your brain. Today, before the end of the class, we will be having a simple activity for the next week. All right?
No, why many of you didn't know this information, know what we told? The reason is simple. You have not solved questions on it. If you had solved, looked into synopsis, everything will be there. Got it?
Yes. Again, if you observe, finance bill has a broader scope than money bill and includes financial matters beyond 110. Okay, so this is what? Finance bill. There are two types of finance bill. I hope you know. Finance bill 1 and finance bill 2. Please know the difference. And also, for constitutional amendment bill, special majority is required, no joint sitting, presidential assent is mandatory, and state ratification. By the way, was this added through any amendment? Very, very important. Very good. 24th Constitutional Amendment Act. Till then, the President had the option to not do anything for a constitutional amendment bill. But as soon as 24th Constitutional Amendment Act was passed, the President has to give assent to the bill. Amendments are a very, very important topic, and he will not ask every amendment. There are many important amendments in every topic. Okay, Governor will discuss the important amendment. Council of Minister, only one important amendment. Which one? Ashte, 91st. Anyways, we'll discuss that.
Which of the following statements are correct with respect to a money bill in the Parliament? Article 109 of the Constitution mentions a special procedure with respect to money bills. A money bill shall not be introduced in the Council of States. The Council of States has no power to reject or amend a money bill. Amendments to a money bill suggested by the Council of States have to be accepted by the House of the People. And they have told select the answer using the code below, and which of the following statements are correct you need to identify.
Eliminate Madi first. Try to eliminate which one you are 100% sure that it is wrong.
Fourth one is wrong. Okay. So if you remove that, option D is gone. Then option 2 is wrong or right?
First, what is Council of States? Are you understanding? Whenever you see that, please write down Rajya Sabha over that.
Second statement is wrong. See, a money bill shall not be introduced in Council of States. It is 100% correct. So answer should have something which has 2. So there are 3 options which has 2. Okay. Then first statement read, Article 109 mentions about a special procedure with respect to money bills.
Today you know it, but that day nobody knew it. Again, this is the issue. We do post-mortem. Understood? But if you had observed, money bill was a repetitive topic. It was my duty to read everything about money bill. Everything doesn't mean whatever is only mentioned in Lakshmikant. Are you getting it? 99.99% got this wrong. Next. With reference to finance bill and money bill, which of the following statements are correct? When Lok Sabha transmits the finance bill to the Rajya Sabha, the Rajya Sabha may suggest changes but cannot amend or reject the money bill. Correct or false? Okay. When the Lok Sabha transmits money bill to the Rajya Sabha may suggest changes but cannot amend or reject the bill. Yes, 100% correct? Good. In case of disagreement between the Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha on a finance bill, the former shall prevail. The joint sitting hota? I don't know. Hota? Artha agta idea? So the correct answer is only 2. Again, nangili answer beda. I don't want the answer. What is the demand of the question here? Remember I told you the procedural aspect. He is playing with the procedural aspect. So please, whenever you are reading a topic, give emphasis on the procedure. Procedure should be and will be asked. Go back and see last 10 years. You cannot prove it wrong at all. Understood? This is the takeaway of the class. Procedures behind different aspects of polity.
Which of the following bill must be passed by each house of the Indian Parliament separately by special majority?
Question of the options. So read all the options. Don't rush.
Ordinary bill, money bill, finance bill, constitutional amendment bill. Constitutional amendment bill.
2 statements. An ordinary bill can be introduced either by a minister or by a private member of the House, whereas money bill can be introduced only by a minister. True or false? Unlike the ordinary bill, the money bill requires the certification of speaker when transmitted to Rajya Sabha. 100% correct. Procedure, is it procedure? He is asking the procedure. Please focus on this.
But,
all of you knows the power.
Only one thing. In the first statement, what is there, right? Now, there is an RTI application that has been filed, okay, for which the Lok Sabha Secretariat have given a reply. In that reply, what they have told, they told private member can introduce a money bill. You are getting point. So, the thing is that theoretically, it is possible for a private member to introduce a money bill. Practically, it is not possible. The reason being, it requires what? Prior recommendation of the president, means government should give approval. In most of the cases, 99.99% of the cases, the government won't give approval for a private member to introduce a money bill. But theoretically, means if you go according to the constitution, what is written, there is nowhere written that it cannot be introduced by a private member. So that is what this is the latest development, that one of the person applied for an RTA with the Lok Sabha Secretariat asking for clarification, can it be introduced or not? The reply what they have given is that it can be introduced. You understand? Theoretically it can be introduced, practically it won't happen. 99.9% cases. Why? The government will not give its approval, because president giving approval means it dependent upon the government. Yeah.
Next, parliamentary committees. Again, standing committees, ad hoc committees and financial committees. Permanent committees constituted year after year. Example, Public Account Committee, Estimates Committee, Departmental Standing Committees. I should be knowing the complete 360 of this. What do you mean by complete 360? When was it introduced? Who are the members? Are the members selected or nominated? Is there any tenure for the members? Getting it? And can minister become a member or not? Outside this, he can't ask anything else. Same ad hoc committees and financial committees. The 3 committees, Public Account Committee, Estimates Committee and Committee on Public Undertakings. UPSC is already asked 2 times. So don't be surprised if he's going to ask you again.
Now tell the logic, why ministers cannot be part of it? Your understanding, don't by heart polity. Try to understand how mechanisms work. So obviously, what is the role of a parliamentary committee? What is a major role? Accountability. Not make account, it is accountability. What are the different ways through which the legislative can bring the accountability of the executive? Question hour, 0 hour, budgetary control, and the other is through parliamentary committees. So obviously, especially in those investigative committees what are there, since they are going to investigate the government itself, they won't allow the ministers to be part of this particular committee. It will be, that is why if you look at Public Accounts Committee, Estimates Committee, or what is that, Public Sector, ministers cannot be part of these committees. Which one of the following is the largest committee of the parliament? How many members are there? 30 members. How many members are there in Public Accounts Committee? 22.
15 plus 7.
Lok Sabha, 7 Rajya Sabha. How many members are in PSU, Public Sector Undertakings? Same, 22 members. How many members will be there in departmental standing committees? 31, correct. And totally, how many departmental standing committees are there? 24. How many from Lok Sabha, how many from Rajya Sabha? Tell. No, 24. 16 and 8. Correct. Next.
The chairman of the Public Account Committee is appointed by the Speaker of Lok Sabha. Yes or no? Yes. The Committee of Public Account comprises of member of Lok Sabha, member of Rajya Sabha, and a few eminent persons of industry and trade. Yes or no? This is your homework, because again many of you don't go back and read about this. You will forget it today. Again, all the slides we are doing will be uploaded. Okay, whenever the YouTube video is there, along with this we are going to upload the slides. Many students were asking, sir, what about the slides? So please give some activity to your brain like this. These are the topics that will regularly be asked. And the next topic is joint sitting. You only tell me what all should I be knowing about joint sitting.
Okay, first of all, who can notify for a joint sitting? When they can notify for a joint sitting? When there is a deadlock. What do you mean by a deadlock? Simple. When a bill has been passed to Rajya Sabha rejects it. One case. Second case, when Rajya Sabha has suggested amendment, but that has been rejected by Lok Sabha. Third case, when Rajya Sabha has not acted on the bill for 6 months and they've kept it pending. These are
very, very important.
Joint sitting.
6 months.
Now, who will preside over the joint sitting? Speaker. Okay, Speaker is not there. Deputy Speaker. Deputy Speaker is not there. Deputy Chairperson of Rajya Sabha. He is also not there. Not panel. Tell. President will appoint one of the senior member to preside over the joint sitting. So, Chairperson of Rajya Sabha at any cost will not preside over. And he is also the odd man out. Why is the odd man out? All other 3 are members of the house. He is the only person who is not the member of the house. Under which rules this joint sitting will be conducted? Rules of the Lok Sabha. Okay. What kind of majority is required in the joint sitting for the bill to be approved? Simple majority. Usually Lok Sabha, having more number of members, will usually have their way in a joint sitting of the parliament.
Again, when is a condition when a Lok Sabha, a joint sitting is going to be conducted, and who will summon? President. Okay. And again, the speaker presides, both houses participate, and this is very, very important. UPSC has already asked, when was the first time joint sitting was conducted? When was the first time? Dowry Prohibition Act 1960. This was the time, the first time, what was conducted? Joint sitting. Okay, till now only 3 times, and the latest was the Prevention of Terrorism Act, POTA Act 2002. That is when a joint sitting was called. This 1, 2, 3 we won't focus on. We focus on the procedural aspect, but the factual aspect also I should be knowing. So what are we doing? Procedural as well as factual aspect. Getting it?
For everything you read, as Shashank sir told, make it a habit. From now on, everything you read. Let us think you are reading something about constitutional amendment. Think about which was the first constitutional amendment. Think about which was the last constitutional amendment. You are understanding, UPSC is asking, like you read about in IR, BRICS, right? What they will ask, first BRICS summit when, or the latest BRICS summit where it happened, or if India ever hosted a BRICS summit, which was that particular year.
Yes.
Got it?
Understood?
Who
Again,
presides over the joint sitting of two houses of the parliament?
the full toss ball is the stadium achi hodibekku.
Speaker of the Lok Sabha.
Okay. Answer is Speaker. I'm telling you, these are the easiest 2 marks you will ever get in UPSC.
See, again, this is a 2019 question. A bill which is referred to joint sitting of the houses, it should be passed by. It is what? Simple majority of present and voting. Plain and simple, you get it correct. You're understanding. So, if you go back to our first session, what we did, and I think Shashank sir had explained there, polity, economy, which geography. Geography. These 3 subjects, you get easy questions. If you miss questions here, and if you tell I'll work with other areas, it will be always difficult.
You can't learn Kathakali, Odia. Gone.
See, matter of luck in art and culture and all, no matter how much, I'm not telling you can't read it to a limited extent. Even a person was not read, to say one example, in 2014 or 2015, one of my friend, he read Nitin Singhania full, in and out, everything he read. I was going for the exam with my friend in that Majestic. So my friend, before, you won't believe it, it was exactly what happened. He showed me one drawing, that was Tribanga. He told, you know, what is this? I told, I don't know. He told, this is called Tribanga. This is in Bharatanatyam. I go open the paper, same question they were given. They told a dancing pose. I knew the answer. See, my other friend who read Nitin Singhania so much, still he got the question wrong because he read so much he got confused. I had not at all read, but had clarity because this one had told me, what is it? The reason that happens is that in art and architecture, that is a possibility. Somewhere what you have seen, somewhere what you have read, somewhere what you have listened, you get it correct. Got the point? Polity, those kind of questions are rare. If you have read, you will score. Geography, if you have read, you will score. Take environment also. Somewhere I was gone to my relative's house. There, that child had put Nat Geo channel and they were explaining about Meghalaya, what is unique about Meghalaya. They're telling some about living bridges, etc. I think that was one of the questions they asked in the exam. Where in India you find living bridges? I never read any book, but I got it correct.
Sir, your friend had leaked the paper, is it?
No, it's not luck.
Okay, so what sir told was the strike rate of polity, economy, geography is going to be very high. Strike rate and the number of questions I am going to write or get right for the number of questions asked. Ancient medieval strike rate is very less. 20, 30. 100 balls ki 20 run ordang. Getting it? So please, that is the reason, focus on these subjects. And why I am bringing these questions is, I am trying to show you how UPSC is coming back to the same topic again and again. Alright, again in the next session I am going to show you some exotic questions. Exotic question is hit and run. Once he has asked and he has run away. So those questions you are going to give lesser importance compared to these topics. Next topic, procedural devices, motions and resolutions. Have you heard of motions and resolutions?
But what is the basic difference between a motion and a resolution? Motion can be a resolution, or can resolution be a motion? Simple. All resolutions are a type of motion. They are substantiative motion. All resolutions have to be voted. All motions need not be voted. That's a basic fundamental difference between a resolution and a motion. Now, different types of motion: substantiative motion, subsidiary motion, substitute motion, closure motion. In that you have multiple types: simple closure, kangaroo closure, guillotine closure, closure by compartment, right? Then you have adjournment motion, calling attention motion, half an hour motion, short duration motion, no confidence motion, confidence motion. Understood? You have a list of them. Now the thing is that don't sit and read all the motions together. Be conscious of what are the issues that have happened in last 1.5 years. Is any motion in news? Then give more importance to it. Getting the point? Got it? How to go about it? See, sometimes what they'll do when something is in news, like Manipur issue was in news. Okay. So Manipur issue was discussed in Lok Sabha when they brought an adjournment motion. Now, is there anything called as adjournment motion in Rajya Sabha? There is no adjournment motion in Rajya Sabha. They have something called as rule number 267. Get a point? And to bring that under discussion, it needs one Rajya Sabha member to propose it and two Rajya Sabha members should back it. Not only that, then the presiding officer should accept it or he should allow it. In this case, he didn't allow it. Getting on. So this was in news. So that time we'll have to know all these equations.
See again, no confidence motion and censure motion, chances of the difference being asked is very high. Because if the government, for example, fails the no confidence motion, it has to resign. But in censure motion, need not resign even if it is passed. And for censure motion, you have to state the reason why it is being introduced. No confidence motion, no reasons need to be given. Are you getting it? Wherever there is a difference, chances are UPSC is going to cross and ask. He is going to ask, you need to mention a reason for no confidence motion and you need not for censure motion.
Can censure motion be introduced against a single minister? Right? So censure motion can be brought against a single minister or the entire council. No confidence motion can be only brought against the entire council of ministers.
Again, no confidence motion has been asked multiple times, and please remember that it is not mentioned in the Constitution of India, instead governed by Rule 198 of Lok Sabha Rules of Procedure and Business. Again, UPSC will not play the small game 198, 199, 200 Madalor. You will ask Rule 198 only, but remember that it is not there in our Indian Constitution. Also remind me, in the next class, I will try to give you a list of whatever is not defined or mentioned in the Indian Constitution. There is a list of 10 to 15 things which are not mentioned. We will provide you that.
Which of the following motions can be moved in Lok Sabha only?
Obvious, sir. First option on don't read second and third option to get confused. Once, because I have seen students, once they know the correct answer, but reading the other two options, they will get confused and they will mark it wrong. Answer is no confidence motion. Again, as Nikhil sir told, when was the first time no confidence motion was used? Against which Prime Minister was no confidence motion used the highest times? Nikhil sir is very happy to tell that fact also. Okay, next. Consider the following statements regarding a no confidence motion in India. There is no mention of a no confidence motion in the Constitution of India. A motion of no confidence can be introduced in the Lok Sabha only. One is, both are
correct.
One is correct anta helta idini. One is correct, second is also correct. Have patience. Illa patience illa. Will you read the question patiently? Next, committees and anti-defection. Again, when it comes to anti-defection, most important topic, repeatedly UPSC will ask. And one of the most failed schedule also, has never been successfully implemented.
Which schedule it comes? Which amendment was it introduced? Which year? Who was the PM then? Correct. And under the anti-defection law, so what are the what is the three main provisions which are there? Party candidate, what it says, voluntarily cannot give up his party's membership. Independent candidate cannot join any political party after getting elected, but he can support any political party. Nominated candidate,
can he join a political party?
Within 6 months, not after.
A nominated member can join a political party before 6 months of his appointment. That is the clause. Before they will change to after. And what you will do, you will read C6 months and you will mark it right.
Is the word political party mentioned in the Indian Constitution? So before it was not mentioned, but once they brought the anti-defection law, it has been mentioned. Okay.
Again, ethics committee was in the news. That is why directly UPSC picked up the question and asked. Okay, let us not go and bayat it again. Whichever committee comes in the news repeatedly, they are going to ask this. Again, funds are very important. Which are the important funds, you know? Public Idya, Public Account of India. Good. Then Amele, Consolidated Fund of India and Contingency Fund of India. All the three differences you should be knowing. What is the answer for this? Again, it's okay if you don't know, but
the authorization of the funds from the Council of India should come from Simple. But don't get confused here with president and all. President has these funds, but the funds are coming from where? Who should authorize? It is the parliament, end of the day.
Article 114 and 266 makes it clear that no money can be withdrawn from consolidated fund without parliamentary authorization through Appropriation Act. There is justification also given for that. So again, let us revise. What did we discuss about Indian Parliament now? What are the themes we are going to read or give focus on? Again, Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha, unique features of Rajya Sabha, history of Rajya Sabha, all right? Then next is bills, very important topic, all the bills and what are the difference when it comes to the procedural aspect, okay? After bills, what did we discuss? Speaker, again, very important, speaker and anti-defection law. Next topic, committees, Public Account Committee, Estimate Committee and Committee on Public Undertaking, okay? Then funds, important funds also we are going to, Artha Aita, this is how you divide the parliament chapter and give focus on.
And this is what also I would suggest, when you yourself prepare, make groups among yourself, 2-3 people, and have a targeted way of approaching and preparing on it. Don't blindly sit and read page to page year long. Right? So that's why I keep saying that we want more number of people from Chandra Layout to go to Mussoorie. For how long you will be in Kengeri only? It's there. Kengeri is very close by. And that can only happen if you guys are ready to cooperate and if you guys are ready to listen to what has been told. See, the major problem what I feel is here, people have some kind of trust issues. Trust issues in that they don't have trust on one methodology, right? That's what too many cooks spoil the food.
Idli, vade, dosa, puri equals Ivadopu. Not either. Have you seen Ivadopu? That is what it will happen end of the day. Okay, you will apply some strategy somewhere else and it is not going to have a single plan.
If you have a strategy, it is working out, no problem. But if you have a strategy, repeatedly it is not working out. That's what Albert Einstein always keeps saying. Don't keep doing the same things again and again, expect the results will be different next year. It is not going to be different unless you make some changes. With reference to union government, consider the following statements. The total number of ministers, including the Prime Minister and the Council of Ministers, shall not exceed 15% of the total strength of Lok Sabha. The member of either house of the parliament belonging to any political party is disqualified on the grounds of defection shall be also disqualified from being appointed as a minister. The Prime Minister should be member of either Lok Sabha or Rajya Sabha at the time of appointment. Okay. So, third statement, is it right or wrong? It is wrong because there is a provision where you can be appointed as the PM and then you have to become a minister within 6 months. So, third statement is incorrect. So, 3 is eliminated, you are left with A and B. First one, no need to worry, logically it is correct. Not only logically, information also correct, logic also correct. Second statement, you have to check whether it is right or wrong. Is it right or wrong? 100% correct. So answer will be B, 1 and 2. Got it? See, now some of you what you will tell that, sir, it's true that now Narendra Modi was the member of parliament. Okay, but read the statement again. They have told that at the Prime Minister must be, they are using the word must be, not necessarily. Very important. If they have told the word Prime Minister can be, okay, it's a possibility. UPSC is very smart. When they set the question papers, they make sure there's no kind of discrepancies. That was why they've used the word must be.
And 10% they will ensure necessary. That you will deny, it is the wrong answer. Okay, he's going to play safe. Next topic, President of India. Again, a very important, high yielding and a repeatedly asked topic. Now you only tell me what all should we be reading about President of India before we start. Powers, functions, election. UPSC loves to ask questions about election of president. Go back. Minimum 5 questions in the last 10 to 12 years. Sometimes he has asked about the electoral college of the president. Does nominated members of, Rajya Sabha and Lok Sabha participate in his election? Do state legislative council members participate in the election of president? That is one. Also, they have asked about the votes and the value of the votes of each of the house or each of the members of each state. Are you getting it? So that is one important. Apart from this, what else can they ask? Very good. Pardoning power, a very famous question that is regularly asked. Pardoning powers, good. veto power, ordinance, very important, okay, and okay, residuary powers not been asked. Presidential rule we'll discuss during emergency about that. Yes, impeachment and assent. If a bill is presented to him, what are the options available to him? 3 types of vetoes are there. Gotidya? Yad heli 3 types? Absolute, amele. Suspensive, amele. Pocket, veto. Okay. But are the terms mentioned in the constitution? No.
Which one of the following is the characteristics of a presidential form of government?
Read all questions.
Option A. President is not part of the legislative body. It does not separate legislative and executive functions. President follows the principle of collective responsibility. The tenure of the president depends upon the legislature. What will be the answer?
Start eliminating whichever you are confident is parliamentary form of government. Question is presidential. Which of the following do you think is parliamentary form of government?
C is eliminated.
Aito.
Eliminate one more thing. D is eliminated, right? Why? Because in parliamentary system, the executive is dependent on support what they enjoy in the Lok Sabha. Now between A and B, you will have to either choose one and eliminate one.
Okay. Very good.
Correct.
In presidential form of government, strict separation of powers. Okay. So B is correct or wrong?
Correct. That means it's eliminated.
Eliminated.
So which is the remaining option? Yeah. President is not part of the legislative body. In America, right? President is not part of the legislature. Got it? See now, it's a simple question. But what UPSC is trying to do, try to confuse you by setting statements in such a way that a student has to get confused. Now, this is different. In an examination hall, under exam pressure, what can happen? In hurry, you might make a mistake. But if you calmly think, if you calmly eliminate, you get the answer as what? A. That what? They have told which is correct. President is not part of the legislative body.
And as soon as you see such questions, if you are in doubt, just write down parliamentary form of government. So that gives you assurance that you are eliminating the right option also. Make it a habit in the test series or whichever test you are solving. Write down whatever you know. So that gives you more confidence. And the chances of making such errors there is going to reduce. Our runtime errors. All right?
Full confused again.
Goes.
So for basics for those who have not, see there are 2 systems, parliamentary system, presidential system. In presidential system, there is only single head. President is both the head of the state and the head of the government. In parliamentary system, what we follow, India follow are 2 heads. President is the head of the state, Prime Minister is the head of the government. In a presidential system, President is not part of the legislature. In our system, President is part of the Parliament. In presidential system, ministers, or there is strict separation between executive and legislative. Those who are part of executive cannot be part of legislative. Those who are part of legislative can't be part of executive. But in India, if you take Amit Shah, Narendra Modi, they're all ministers, but they're also members of Parliament. Dual membership. There is single membership. The most key feature is that in parliamentary system, the executive is accountable to the legislative. Simple, no confidence motion can be brought, and the government does not have security of tenure. But in America, Trump has security of tenure of 4 years. Unless he violates the constitution, they cannot remove him on any other grounds. Okay, that is why you say in parliamentary system, they've gone for accountability. In presidential system, they've gone for stability. Plain and simple.
Who can become the president? Again, citizenship, must be a citizen. These are the basics we should be knowing. And very important thing is, he must not hold any office of profit. UPSC is asked, has office of profit been defined in the Indian constitution? Nothing is defined in our constitution. Adikante act pass madbeku. Got it? Then again, how is the president elected? Electoral college. Again, tell me, how is the president elected? Direct or indirect form? Indirect. Okay, good. Who are the members of the electoral college of president? Elected members of all state legislative assembly and union territories consisting of legislature, plus all elected members of Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. Correct? This is the member. And one catch is there. But nominated members, do they participate in his election? But in his removal? Is there clarification? Okay, this is the only exception. That is the only thing UPSC will ask. So elected MLAs, indirect form, federal and proportional representation through single transferable vote system with a secret ballot ensures fair representation. Very important. Secret or open ballot? Secret ballot. What do you mean open ballot?
In which there is open ballot? From before it is an open ballot or from when? Which was the case where the Supreme Court upheld open ballot?
Because how many of you don't know what is open ballot? Honestly, it is nothing wrong. So basically open ballot means there will be a party representative. For example, imagine I am from one party. Okay, Nikhil sir is my party representative. But my party does not have confidence that I will vote for my party member only. Okay, so while I write it, I will have to show it to my party representative before I vote. This is what you mean by open ballot. Got it? Secret ballot, nobody is going to see whom I am going to vote for.
How many of you voted in elections? So obviously, did you show your vote to anybody whom you are voting for? So it is what? Secret ballot. In Rajya Sabha, it doesn't happen like that. You will have to show to your party representative whom you are voting for. Why? Because there is chances of cross voting to happen. They'll take money and they will tell they will vote for another candidate. Got it?
Again, you should be knowing the formula for election of MLAs and MPs. Why? Because UPSC has already asked twice.
Which one of the following statements?
Oh, sorry.
Which of the following statements about the election of the president is not correct?
Please read it properly. It's not correct. Okay, I'll zoom it for you. Yeah.
Union minister shall not be eligible for the election of the president. President is elected by the elected members of the parliament and legislative assemblies of the state and union territories.
True or false?
Okay.
As soon as you come to know that it is true, please write it down that it is true or correct. Because here the question is
Not
incorrect.
correct.
You will get confused. Make it a habit that you will write it there. Next, the electoral college
Does not include elected members of the legislative council. True or false? True or legislative council barade illa. So the
If
elected
it
is
does not, you will get confused. That is what happened here. All of you said, sir, true, true. It is right or wrong?
It is right only now.
The electoral college does not include elected members of elected council. That is what we are going to write. Yes, this is correct.
The moment you saw legislative council, don't worry about elected, nominated. Plain and simple, they don't participate.
The system of proportional representation by means of single transferable vote is followed. Yes.
That is only remaining incorrect.
First option. President, remember I told you the eligibility to become a president. Was it written that he should not be a minister? What was written? He should not hold office of profit, that's all.
And one more thing is that even if you go for office of profit, even though it has been not defined, there are various court judgments, okay? And the parliament has also brought a law called as which positions have been exempted from the office of profit. In that, union ministers, sitting president, sitting vice president, sitting governors have been exempted.
Which of the following statements are correct regarding the election of President of India?
He is elected indirectly, correct or wrong? Okay. He is elected through an electoral college comprising of all elected MPs and MLAs.
Ah, very good.
Have they given only and ellaru kottavara? Okay. He is elected directly. Okay. Members of the Legislative Council have no right to vote in the president's election. So what will be the answer? 1, 2 and 4. Now, some people here they will tell, sir, it also, what you can say, they have not given MLC. Read the statement correctly. He is elected through an electoral college comprising of all elected MPs and MLAs. All elected MPs and MLAs.
Elected, alle bardiyare, nominated illa,
elected. See, that's why you get confused. In simple terms, elected MPs of Lok Sabha, elected MPs of Rajya Sabha, elected MPs of state legislative assemblies, elected MLAs of union territory having state legislative MLAs. Simple terms is given, elected MPs and elected MLAs.
Correct or wrong? Correct.
Correct.
Correct only.
So that's why I told, why do you get confused? Got the point? So see, the problem is that if you are getting a mistake in a difficult question, no problem, it's okay. But if you are making mistakes in these kind of questions, they will play a key role in hampering your qualification for mains. That's why we keep saying, you don't fail prelims for making mistakes in difficult questions. You fail in prelims for making blunders in easy questions. You should never make blunders in easy questions. You have to make it a habit from now itself. Your accuracy should be very high when it comes to basic questions. We don't care if you are making some question where they ask some factual question which you didn't know, completely fine. But if you are making mistakes in these type of questions, that's why I told everything is a habit, what you cultivate.
And while solving the test series also, I see many students, 50 questions are there, I will solve all 50 questions. 100 questions, I will solve all 100 questions. Same habit you will take in the exam hall. So in 50 questions, again what will happen? You will get 20 correct, 30 wrong. Or 25 correct, 25 wrong. Instead, focus on attempting 30 to 35 questions, get 23 to 24 questions right, 7 to 8 questions wrong. Make it a habit from today. Don't say, sir, here I will mark everything, there I will mark only whatever I know. That is impossible. So I want you to focus on accuracy. Mark 25 questions, get 22 questions right. Your net marks is very high than getting 25 correct and 24 wrong.
See, why we keep saying repeatedly, we are not telling just follow what we have showed. Solve, 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 solve. Why? Because you are not going to learn swimming by watching somebody else swim. You are going to learn swimming by jumping into the water. You understand? You understood? That is how you gain experience. That is how you, if you are very fearful of writing tests, solving, some people now, what is the thing they have? Weak mind. What is weak mind? They'll solve few questions, everything goes wrong, and they'll start immediately saying that best way to be confident, not solve any questions. So then there is no tension only. And once you directly go into the actual prelims, you are exposed. You are getting mind. Your fear is just making you postpone the failure. Failure to 100% will happen. It's better to fail here, learn from it, be more experienced. See, everybody, every one of us make mistakes in life. Nobody is perfect. No, everybody would have made some mistakes in life. But who will tell is a person who has wisdom, knowledge, with experience, who has learned from those particular mistakes. Same way here also, if you solve more number of questions, you become more experienced. You will have more wisdom. You will have more. That's the difference between experience and what you can say an unexperienced candidate. Understood? But hanganda, one way to get experience is what? Every time write prelims, sir, I've written 5 prelims. Now I got experience, 6th prelims I might clear.
Some people treat prelims as test series.
Test series. This time I want to test it. Some people like that only, well, they'll apply now, 2026. They would have not solved any test, any question, optional not completed, mains not completed. What are you doing? Sir, I'm testing, sir. I'll get the feel of the exam. That you can create here only. Give the same question paper to some 20-30 students, make sit with you, solve in 2 hours. I am the invigilator. What experience you'll get? You're understanding? So that's why I told, don't go out for an exam as a participant. Kannadadalli helthivi. Aatakuntu lekkakilla. Go to the exam to win it. To win it, you need to have necessary experience. You need to have necessary capabilities. You need to sharpen your capabilities through tests. Plain and simple. That's the technique of solving any exam.
And I think most of you fell for this all and buttu, all ali okay, nominated is not there. Nominated is also included in all anta. Most of you observed. But all elected. Okay? Doesn't mean whenever he gives extreme statement, doesn't mean it is necessarily wrong. All these tips and tricks we will discuss in the end. This is not the time to play with tricks. This is about the capacity to learn. I can show tricks in 2 classes and show I am Kiladi. But here, that is not the agenda. Agenda is to make you a Kiladi. And that will happen only through getting these themes right.
Sir, one of the mistake what students make usually in sentence formation, like let us think, they give a statement. Crow is, black in color. They give a statement. Now this girl will tell, sir, near my house there is one crow. That was white in color, sir. I saw it. Did they give in this statement, all the crows are black?
Black in color? No.
No, right. They just told, crows are black. You are understanding how to interpret statements. If they give a statement, all the crows in the world are black, then you can tell, no, there are some albino crows. I've seen it. I've witnessed it. They are simply saying, crows are black. It's a generalized statement. So that is why we say that you have to be conscious of the fact what kind of statement is it. Okay, what you will do is that somebody would have taught you tricks, right? Oh, all banta, none banta, yethita, some banta, 100%. They will give a statement like some we don't know. Some pencils are used as what used to write. Some pencils can be used to clean ears. Then they'll tell some pencils are used to be eaten. Now, maybe first two statements can be correct, but third statement, 100% there is no pencil that is used as a food or somebody will eat the pencil. Why I told that, there is a question last time, there was some mushrooms are used as used, some mushrooms are used there. Yeah, that statement is correct, but I am not telling 10 out of 10 times always that will be correct. No, that is not the case. There will be some questions which are exceptions that you have to be conscious of.
Read and get clarity. Okay, read. Some snakes are poisonous. Some fishes are poisonous. Some reptiles are poisonous. Are you sure that there are all frogs and all fishes I have seen, all of them are non-poisonous? Okay, so that is the logic you are going to apply by reading it.
Last year also that some butterflies, one of the girl had come to solve questions. I told her solve this question. She marked, that is no. I told, how do you know? Sir, I played with butterflies, sir. The butterflies are not poisonous. Did they tell it is poisonous to you? In the statement, have it given poisonous to you, poisonous to humans? They have simply told it is poisonous. It can be poisonous to some other species.
Or there might be a butterfly in South America or Africa where it might be poisonous. Okay, unless you are 100% sure, you can't prove it wrong. Again, see, same theme, election of president, again and again repeated.
Who among the following elects the President of India? Elected members of both houses of parliament, elected members of legislative assemblies of state, elected members of legislative assemblies of union territories with legislature, fourth, all of the above. Plain and simple, all of them.
Again, 2023 prelims question.
Consider the following statement with respect to election of the President of India. The members nominated to either house of the parliament or legislative assemblies are also eligible to included in the electoral college. Incorrect. The higher number of legislative assembly seats is higher is the value of each MLA of the state. Tell me now this statement logically, can it be correct or wrong? Right. Because we are determining the vote not just based on the number of MLAs, but it is also on the population of the state.
Proportional representation. Proportional representation means the same.
So that statement cannot be correct. Value of vote of each MLA in Madhya Pradesh is greater than that of Kerala.
Again, I am telling you, proportional representation based on the number of population you are getting seats. You want to tell whose population is high. Hashtag. Is it correct? Are you understanding logic here? UPSC is not expecting you to by heart all the votes of all the states. No.
The value of vote of each ML of Puducherry is higher than Arunachal Pradesh because the ratio of population to total number of elected seats in Puducherry is greater than Arunachal Pradesh.
This was incorrect.
So many of you say it is wrong. How many of you say it is right? How many of you say it is a question?
Is it the opposite logic?
It is opposite logic. No. This actually is wrong. This actually is correct.
Yes.
I'll tell you the logic, how he has set the question paper. Now, what usually candidates will do is that Madhya Pradesh has more number of MLAs. So, if you read the fourth statement, actually the fourth statement negates the second statement. Means in next second statement, what is he telling? The higher number of legislative is higher is the. So you told that statement is incorrect. Why you told it is incorrect? Because we have to take the ratio. If you exactly read the fourth statement, exactly what he says, the same point what we are saying, that you have to take the ratio. So the statement is telling that value of each MLA of Puducherry is higher than Arunachal Pradesh because the total population to the total number of elected seats in Puducherry is greater compared to Arunachal Pradesh. Got a point?
Okay.
So in these kind of questions, you can do two things. One, you have to use bit of logic, but if you feel that you are getting confused a lot, better to play a safe game, let it away. Because if you see, this is a 2023 prelims paper, and what was the cutoff in 2023 prelims? 75. Net, how much you have to get correct? It is roughly around 38 questions you have to get net. Got it? So that's what you have to be flexible in the examination to see that what kind of strategy do you employ.
And what questions to leave, what not to leave is also very important. These are the questions you can better stay away from. But again, this topic came again in the next year.
With reference to the election of the president, consider the following statements. 1. The value of vote of MLA varies from state to state. Is it right? 100% correct now, because population ratio is different in different state. The value of vote of an MP Lok Sabha is more than that of the value of vote of an MP Rajya Sabha. Incorrect. Why? Because value is same. Because when we calculate value of MPs in general, not for MP Lok Sabha or Rajya Sabha in specific. For that, you'll have to know the formula. What is the formula for MLA? Total population of the state divided by total number of elected MLAs into 1 by 1000. So for Karnataka, Tamil Nadu, etc., it will change. What is the formula for calculating the value of vote of MP? Total value of all the MLA votes divided by total number of elected MPs, both Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha, gives you the value of MP. So there is no separate value for MP of Lok Sabha or Rajya Sabha. It is same. So second statement is incorrect. Consider the
Statements, following
statements. President shall make rules for convenient transactions of the business of Government of India and for allocation of the ministers of the said business. Second statement, all executive actions taken by the Government of India shall be explained in the name of the Prime Minister. Second statement is incorrect. First statement, 100%, it is the executive power of the president, right? So if you take this transaction of business rules, allocation of business rules, 1961, so who has made these rules? It is the president.
Also, one more thing, when you are reading such kind of questions, identify, is there any place where UPSC can change the point? Here, all executive actions of the Government of India shall be expressed to be taken in the name of. What is the demand of the question here? He is asking who has the power to take that decision, and actually the power is with the president and he has changed it to Prime Minister. Always try to observe what exactly is the demand of the question. If you know the demand of the question, you can identify if there is any change or not. All right. So again, we should be discussing the executive powers of the president. It comes to special powers when it declaration of scheduled areas, union territory administration, and also the appointment. You should also be knowing about the legislative powers. Legislative powers andaga very, very important part is the ordinance power. Also, does president have any role in summoning, proroguing the house? Okay, that you should have an idea. Speaker yadral powers ide, where does president have the power? Please know the difference of both.
The president can grant pardon in the following cases: death sentence, court martial, offences against union laws, all of the above. Simple, all of the above. Governor cannot pardon a death penalty. He can commute a death penalty. Yeah, governor cannot.
Impeachment process, again I should be knowing the process. Has any president been impeached so far? Vacancy and succession. Again, whenever there is a vacancy on expiry of 5 years or resignation is usually sent to vice president, death in office or removal by impeachment, this is the succession protocol. Who will act as a president? Vice president. And is there any timeline before which the president should be appointed again or elected? 6 months. But for vice president, recently vice president resigned. Is there any time frame in the constitution where a new vice president should be appointed again? There is no. Okay, but for president, is it there?
6 months.
And very important constitutional amendments related to the president you should be knowing. Which are the most important amendments? In 42nd amendment, president bound by council of minister reduce the discretionary powers. But in 44th amendment, the president can return a bill once for the reconsideration of council of ministers. Do you remember this? So earlier, after the 42nd amendment, if a bill was sent, again the president had to compulsorily give, but now he can return it at least once. Artha aagta idea? Next, this 61st and 70th you can skip, no issues.
Which of the following amendments empower the president to return the bill once for reconsideration by the Council of Ministers? Just now you told. 44th Amendment, 1978. President shall make rules for more convenient transaction of business. Repeated question. According to the Constitution of India, it is the duty of the President of India to cause to be laid before the Parliament which of the following recommendations of the Union Finance Commission, report of the Public Accounts Committee, report of the CAG, report of the National Commission of Scheduled Caste, 1 only, 2 and 4, 1, 3, 4, all of the above. Simple, all of the above. Ilva. Then what? 1, 3, 4. Huh? Second one is which one?
CAG.
Public accounts. Okay, public accounts is not included.
Only these are the reports.
Okay.
Auditor General, UPSC, Finance Commission, Special Office of SC/ST, National Commission for Scheduled Caste, Scheduled Tribe and Backward Class are supposed to be laid down by the President. These are the exceptions I should be focusing on.
And remember, National Human Rights Commission, CIC, Chief Information Commission, they also won't submit the report to the President. Directly they'll give it to the government. It is the government which places the report in the Parliament. Which of the following are not necessarily the consequence of the proclamation of a President's rule in a state? First statement, dissolution of the state legislative assembly. Second, removal of the council of ministers in the state. Third, dissolution of the local bodies. They are asking which is not necessarily. First one, is it the answer or not? Okay. Meaning it is not necessarily. So one should be in the answer. Second one should be the answer or not.
If President's rule is imposed, does it mean all the Council of Ministers are removed? Yes or no? Removed.
Second one is there now. For example, see the process. They will declare President's rule. President has proclaimed President's rule. The moment he proclaims, that leads to dismissal of the State Council of Ministers. Okay, but they have not yet dissolved the House. To dissolve the House, first it has to be approved by the Parliament. Still the Parliament will approve it. They will be kept under suspension. So first statement what they are telling, dissolution of the state legislature, not necessarily that will happen. So that is the answer, because they are asking which is not. Second one, 100% that will happen. Why? Because immediately they will be dismissed. Okay. Third one, there is no connection to this thing, so that will not happen. So what will be the answer? Answer will be B, that is 1 and 3 only.
Done. So again, what is the takeaway from the chapter of President? And answers, but I don't want the answers. I want the takeaway. What are the important? Yeah. What is the takeaway for President? Repeat. I want the takeaway. I don't want the answer. Elections is a very important topic. Electoral college also is a very important topic. Powers and functions. Again, few more topics will come back later. Ordinance. Does President has a power of ordinance? Ordinance also has been asked. Artha agta idea, and pardoning powers. These are the things I am going to give exclusive focus on. So governor, again governor is in the news. Governor is a very controversial topic. Governor has to be asked. I think in the last 2-3 months, governor has become very famous. Why? The Tamil Nadu, Kerala, wherever opposition ruled states are there.
That has been from before, no? It's not as happened recently.
Okay. So controversy here is about the discretionary power of the governor. All right. So high chances that a question is going to come. Last year 2 questions have been asked from office of governor, but he is going to continue to ask because Supreme Court also recently gave a verdict, presidential reference. The answer was given by the Supreme Court. What did the Supreme Court say? Governor, is there any timeline for the governor to give assent or not now? No.
Courts cannot fix a timeline.
Timeline
Courts
for
do not have that power.
So again, you should be knowing what is the eligible criteria to become a governor. Only 2 things: citizen of India and 35 years, should not hold any office of profit. But there are some provisions which are guidelines that governor should not belong to the same state. Governor should be a person of eminence and integrity, and also no specific education qualifications have been mandated. You observe, it is a tradition that the person from the same state is never appointed as a governor of the state. Those are all Nehruvian guidelines, but not mentioned in our constitution. Again, is there anything related to impeachment of governor? What is the condition for removal of governor?
There is no grounds mentioned in the constitution.
Yes. And if the governor has to resign, he has to send a letter to President of India. Executive powers, appointment of ministers, assembly can summon, prorogue, dissolve. These are very important terms. Please know the difference between summoning, proroguing, adjournment, adjournment, signed die. All these 4 devices you should be knowing the differences. Repeat: summon, prorogue, adjournment, signed die. Who has the powers regarding to all this, and what happens if summoning happens, proroguing happens, or adjournment happens?
So tell me, when Lok Sabha dissolves, okay, a bill that has been initiated in Lok Sabha, pending in Lok Sabha, does it lapse or does not lapse? A bill that is introduced in Rajya Sabha, pending in Rajya Sabha, that is lapse or does not lapse? It does not lapse. A bill that has been introduced in Rajya Sabha, passed by Rajya Sabha, pending in Lok Sabha, will it lapse or not lapse? It will lapse. It will lapse. Got the point? So plain, these questions also they have asked in the exam.
Okay, next. Again, bill assent. Again, once, what is the procedure to pass a bill in a state government? Assembly will send it to the council. Council kalistare. After how many days? What is the timeline till which the council can have the bill? 14 days, 1 month, 3 months. 14 days, 1 month, 3 months. Guarantee na, Mano is confident. Legislative council member agidya. Are you understanding? Money bill, 14 days. Don't get confused. And then it is going to be sent to the governor. Okay, but governor, should he give assent to the bill or not? Is there any timeline? Or should he reserve the bill to the president? And what will happen if the governor reserves the bill to the president? If the president sends the bill back, is there any role for the governor after the bill has been sent back? Governor has no other role. E procedural aspect. Remember, procedures, you should have clarity. Again, there are 2 types of discretion. One, the constitutional discretion and situational discretion. So does the governor have constitutional discretion? Yes. And this is a very important topic. UPSC has asked twice about criminal immunity to the governor. What do you mean by criminal immunity? Yes.
No criminal case can be registered as long as he holds the office.
But civil proceedings allowed with a 2-month prior notice. Now don't come and say, sir, what he commits some murder, what to do? Remember this article. Okay? Which of the following are the discretionary powers given to the governor of a state? What is the question? Discretionary power given to the governor of the state. 1. Sending a report to the President of India for imposing President's rule. True or false? Yes. Appointing the ministers.
It is not his discretionary power.
Then he will appoint whomever he wants. What is the use of CM and other MLAs?
It is always on the advice of whom? The CM, not the council. CM.
Reserving certain bills passed by the legislature for consideration of the President. Yes, 100%. And making the rules of conduct for the business of state government. True or false? Wait. See the options. Read properly.
They're asking
Yes.
which is his discretion.
Discretion.
Means he can only on his own make. ಎರಡೂ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ಹಿಂಗೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಹಂಗೆ.
Answer is 1 and 3 only. Okay. See the options. You'll get clarity. Options Odi.
See, use logic, okay. Governor should make rules for administration. Who is going to make the administration? It is a state government. So do you think governor will have his own discretion that he can make rules however he wants? He will make rules according to what the CM and the council.
Then they will create trouble to the assembly. They will ensure that assembly will dance according to their tunes. Okay. So it is not a discretionary power. Consider the following statements. The Constitution of India explicitly mentions situations where governor of a state can act in his or her discretion. Is there any situation mentioned in the Constitution?
Again, you think logically. No, one you logically think. Article 74 of the Constitution, what does it say? There shall be a Prime Minister headed by the Council to aid and advise the President. That's it. Article 163, what it says? There shall be a CM headed by the Council of Ministers to aid and advise the Governor, except in those situations where he is asked to, what you can say, work in his discretion. There are certain provisions where the Constitution gives discretionary power to the Governor, whereas the Constitution does not give any discretion to the President.
Yes, Artha, but for this you should have the clarity between constitutional discretion and situational discretion. So, President has only situational discretion, but our governor has constitutional and situational discretion. Understood? This is a minor difference both of them have. The President of India can, on his own or her own, reserve a bill passed by the state legislature for consideration even without it being forwarded by the governor of the concerned state. True or false? Second, sumne nimna stare madre, you will think of your answer twice, no? Tell it with confidence, Manu. Guarantee, Shrikar. Guarantee. Good. Again, what is the demand here? What are you observing? What is asked in the question? Procedure. I keep stressing on one word. What is he asking? Procedure of the passing of bills. And Constitution of India explicitly mentions.
Legal immunities and privileges.
Yeah. Statement 1. The governor is not answerable to any court for the exercise of and performance of the powers and duties of his or office. Right or wrong? Guarantee, na? Yeah. He is not answerable to anybody.
Because remember, duties of his or her office.
No criminal proceedings shall be instituted or continued against the governor during his or her term of office. Just now we discussed. And members of a state legislature are not liable to any proceedings in any court in respect of anything said or any vote given in the legislature or its committees. Yes, whatever they say, they are not subject to anything outside for whatever has happened inside the legislature. These are the topics. Again, they will be asked in the exam. Sir.
Which of the following suggested the governor should be an eminent person from outside the state and should be detached figure without intense political links and should have not taken part in politics in recent past?
Which of the following has suggested that the governor should be eminent person? Eminent and then some respectable position from outside the state and should be a detached figure without any intense political links or should not have taken part in politics in the recent past. Answer is Secretariat Commission for Center and State Relations.
There are two major commissions, right? Secretariat and Punchi Commission. So obviously this governor issue became very predominant when, especially in 1970s and 1980s period, when Congress system collapsed and regional parties started to rise. That is only when they appointed a center state commission, right? Punchi Commission is in 2007. So by then only they would have recommended already, right? Because the controversy of governor was already surrounding there. So after that also you can take SR Bommai judgment also came. So there you can make an assessment and go for the option for what? The date, Sarkarya Commission.
Again, another repeat, same question line has been copied by UPSC, okay, in another year. Read the question. No criminal proceedings shall be instituted against the governor of a state in any court during his term of office. True or false? True, okay. The emoluments and allowances of a governor of state shall not be diminished during his term of office. Yes.
True or false?
And ಬೇಕಾದಾಗ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಕಮ್ಮಿ ಮಾಡಕ್ಕಾಗತ್ತಾ?
ಅಲ್ಲ ಹಂಗಿದ್ದಿದ್ರೆ ಈ ತಮಿಳುನಾಡು ಗವರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಅವರು ಸ್ಯಾಲರಿನೇ ತೆಗ್ದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟಿರೋರು.
Which of the following is correct regarding the office of governor? One governor can act as a governor of more than one state. 100%. The governor has the power to grant pardon, reprieve, remission of punishment to persons convicted under the state law. The governor is appointed by the president on the recommendation of the chief minister of the respective state. 100%
Incorrect.
But that is a suggestion given. Are you getting it? So these are the same things he will repeat, recycle and reuse. UPSC follows this formula. Repeat, reuse, recycle. Same topics. 3 are.
See again, same thing. Which of the following are the discretionary
Yes,
powers of
yes.
the governor?
This also repeated?
Same
No.
repeated question.
ಇಲ್ಲ.
ಅಲ್ಲ ಇವಾಗ ತಾನೇ ಮಾಡೋದು. ಇಲ್ಲ.
In India, the same person cannot be appointed as governor for 2 or more states at the same time.
Incorrect.
Incorrect. Second, the judges of the High Court of the states in India are appointed by the governor of the state just as the judges of Supreme Court are appointed by the president. True or false? Guarantee na? Yes. President only appoints the High Court. Okay? Judges. No procedure has been laid down in the Constitution of India for the removal of a governor from his or her post. Yes. In case of a union territory having a legislative setup, the CM is appointed by the lieutenant governor on the basis of majority support.
Is it correct or wrong? It is incorrect, right? It is the president.
It is president. So please be careful here. Remember, I told you what is the demand of the question here. This is like he has given a dash and asking to fill in the blanks. Here the answer is president. Okay? Please, whenever you read the question, see what is the demand. Where can he change this to something else?
Who among the following is given the discretion power under 5th schedule of the Constitution to set up a tribal advisory council in a state which has a scheduled tribe but not a scheduled area?
Correct.
Or not
Correct,
president?
ನಾನು ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ ನೋಡಿ.
I think it is president. Governor?
Governor of the concerned state. Governor. Again, see, tribal advisory council of a state, not declaration of scheduled areas.
No, but in a state which does not have, I think, check it out once. Okay. Check it out because recently in West Bengal, they've created a tribal advisory council, even though they don't have a scheduled area. But look into who has established, but I don't know, even I am not sure. But check it out whether it is president or governor.
And another important theme we take out of this is also scheduled tribes. Okay? You observe, nodi. In every year, UPSC will ask us different aspects of tribes. Few years, UPSC will ask us the political aspect of scheduled tribes or tribes. What are the political aspects of tribes? 5th schedule, 6th schedule, etc. All right. Again, economical aspect, UPSC can ask us about the schemes that are brought by the government for tribes. Can you name any schemes by the government for tribes? Ekalavya Model Residential School, PM Janman scheme. I heard of PM Janman. Adivasi recently. Janjati. Are you understanding? He can ask us this also. Or he can also ask about the environmental aspect. What is the environmental aspect of tribes? Which tribes are present in which forests? Okay. For example, Maldari tribes. What are they associated with? Maldari tribes.
Again, see, this thing, Article 244, Clause 1, under 5th schedule, says that tribal advisory council shall be established in each state having a scheduled area, and if the president so directs, also in a state which has scheduled tribe but does not have a scheduled area. So the answer will be president.
Yes.
Got it?
Answer is Nikhil sir is right.
No. Because it solved this
ಎಲ್ಲಾರು ದಾರಿ
question before.
ತಪ್ಪಿಸ್ತಿಲ್ಲೋ?
Angala, why I know it andre, recently in West Bengal they have done it. So it is the President of India who directed it, that it has to be created. And it is also in PIB, if you take the Article 244 clause 1.
Okay, coming back to tribes, Maldari tribes, where are they present? Gujarat, Gir forest. Okay, there are Bishnoi tribes are involved in the conservation of one animal, black buck. Are you understanding? This aspect can be asked. Or he can also ask us the cultural aspect of tribes. What do you mean cultural aspect? Their dances, their languages, etc. So, but out of this, any one or two questions has to be and will be asked. Yes. Next topic, Council of Ministers. Again, last topic for today. So, and some questions are there. What do you know about Council of Ministers from exam perspective? What all should I be knowing? Okay, collective responsibility, powers.
Is the word Council of Ministers mentioned in Constitution? Is the word cabinet mentioned in the Constitution? It is also mentioned. Okay. What is the difference between council and cabinet? Same thing. All cabinet ministers are part of the council. All council of ministers are not part of the cabinet.
Okay, basic.
Is the rank of the council of ministers mentioned in the Constitution? It is not mentioned.
Rank illa. Okay. What is the rank actually? Cabinet Ministry, Minister of State independent charge, deputy ministers, etc. Established under Article 74 is a constitutional body headed by Prime Minister. This is very, very important. Collective responsibility to Lok Sabha only. Yaru? Council of Ministers is collectively responsible to Lok Sabha. Commonly asked, reused and recycled line of UPSC. Again, these are the different things. One is Cabinet Minister, Minister of State, Deputy Ministers. Note that the three-tier classification is based on British Parliamentary Convention, not explicitly mentioned in Indian Constitution. Getting it? It is not mentioned in the Constitution. Ministers must be a parliament or get elected within 6 months of appointment. That means today there is a new government formed, but I am not even an MLA. Can I become a minister? Yes. Within 6 months, I will be given a chance to become a MLA. So these are the only catches that is going to be asked. Is there any cap for the number of people who can be made ministers in a government? Yes, 15%. It was introduced through Anti-defection 91st Amendment. Which year? 2003. That is very, very important. UPSC has already asked it 2 times. Which act? 91st Constitutional Amendment Act. 15%. Delhi less percentage?
10%.
Good. Delhi ke matra 10%. The number of ministers.
So suppose if a person who is appointed as a minister without being an MP, let us think within 6 months he did not get elected, or he didn't, means he was not a member of parliament. So he loses position. Can he be appointed again? No. That is what the Supreme Court has told in one of the cases, that that will be a misuse of the law. You can't reappoint. He has to get elected and come back.
Sir, repeat it again.
So if any person who was like Jai Shankar, let us think he was initially not a member of parliament, he was made a minister. Now within that 6 months he has to get elected to continue as a minister. So let us think within the 6 months he didn't get elected, nominated, then he lost his position. Now again can they come and make that appointment, say that again he'll continue for 6 months. The Supreme Court has told you can't make such an appointment. It will be misuse of the provision. Understood? So this has been told by the Supreme Court in one, I don't remember the case, in one of the case laws. Devegowda case, they told, can a Rajya Sabha member become a prime minister? They were told, yes, he can become a prime minister. There was one more question before the court, is that whether a nominated member can be appointed as a minister. For that, there is no history in India where a nominated member has gone on to become a minister. But in UP there was a case which has had a Chandraban case where they had told there's nothing in the constitution which says that you should not. It only says that you have to be a member of parliament within 6 months, whether you are elected or whether you are nominated, that is not specified. Got it? So these are the advanced things what you can know.
Yes. Some questions on the Council of Ministers. The Constitution of India classifies the ministers into 4 ranks: cabinet minister, MOS with independent charge, MOS and deputy minister. Right or wrong? Wrong.
You be confident. I will give
I
some
say you will change your option. If I just have to give you one stare, you will think twice. You have to believe in yourself. It is wrong. Shrikar. Good. The total number of seats ministers in the union government, including the prime minister, shall not exceed 15% of the total number of members of Lok Sabha. True or false? Correct.
Consider the following statement. The Council of Ministers in Centre shall be collectively responsible to Parliament. Union Minister shall hold office during the pleasure of the President. Prime Minister shall communicate to the President about the proposal for legislation. First statement, is it right or wrong? It is wrong. Why? Because it is Lok Sabha only. Second statement, is it right or wrong? It is 100% correct, right? Pleasure of the President here means pleasure of the PM. Okay.
This can be a question because recently, I think in Kerala, the governor withdrew the pleasure he had given to a minister because a minister had scolded the Kerala governor. So, a minister had made a comment criticizing the Kerala governor. He said, without my permission, you can't be minister, I will withdraw my pleasure. But can he actually do that?
No.
Only on the aid and advice of the chief minister there.
Prime Minister shall communicate to President about proposal of legislation. 100% correct. He is the link between the council and the President. So answer will be 2 and 3.
Are you understanding? Same things. Repeat. It will come back.
Which of the following constitutional amendment states that total number of ministers, including the PM and Council of Ministers, shall not exceed 15% of the total members of the House? 91st Amendment.
Same. 2 years back.
91st Amendment. Ratcliffe Committee, was appointed for which of them? The partition of what? They delimit the boundaries between India and Pakistan. Okay. This you have McMahon line between whom? China. Durand line between whom? Okay. Which one of the following schedules again of the anti-defection law? 10th schedule.
Please know all the 12 schedules, and chances are there can be a question on match the following also. What is the first schedule? Guarantee, no? Union. 2. Emoluments, salary, etc. 3. Oath. Oath affirmation. Sometimes you get confused between 2 and 3. Remember that you always take oath 3 times. Nanu Satyavanni Heluttene. This is funny way of remembering it. Because they will confuse 2 and 3. 2 na they will give for 3, 3 for 2. 3 means oath. I will take oath 3 times. You will never forget this. Alright? And 4. Very good. 5. 5th schedule. 6th schedule, you know. 7. Guarantee in a division of powers. 8. Language. 9.
Protecting certain laws from subjecting to judicial
immunity.
And which case you have to remember there?
Mano.
Which case? Manu, you only. IR Coelho case. So what was the verdict?
Very important.
In IR Coelho case? Only those laws. 24th April 1973. Only those are protected. Not that has been placed after that.
11th schedule. 12th schedule. Urban local bodies. Okay, please have an idea. Parts also. Why I am telling you is in history UPSC had never asked the question about parts and match the following. 2 years back he started asking about parts and match the following. Okay, these are the exotic questions we'll discuss in the next session. Okay? Hit and run. He has come and he has never come back.
What is the full form of UPSC? Unpredictable Service Commission. So unpredictability is always the key aspect of this exam. So don't always be fixed into a mindset thing.
Let us not take any risk.
Shocking. Suddenly they give you facts. It happened, like I think when we wrote in 2015, most of the questions were like SSC questions. Purely factual questions. If anybody who had read facts, they would have known. So never think about UPSC in a particular way. Any time they can change their thing. They can, he told, sir told, they'll come hit and go. Surgical strikes they'll do on you. You are ready with everything. Suddenly they'll start asking those things which you have not read.
You should be one step ahead of UPSC, that is why. Last 2-3 years trend is there, students will get prepared for the trend, he will go back to 10 years back trend. But wherever he goes, it will be within this 10 to 15 years trend only. He has nothing else to ask. Polity, tell me what else can he invent? Invent. He can't invent anything in polity. He has to ask the same thing again and again.
In the Constitution of India, promotion of international peace security is included in which of the following? DPSP Article 51. Yeah.
At one point of time, I think in 2016, 17, 18, 19, he used to love to ask questions about DPSP and fundamental duty and confuse between them. Regularly questions came. Then as soon as 2018, 19 happened, he completely stopped asking fundamental duty and DPSP. You observe last 2-3 years just bandila. But again, chances are he will go back. How many times has DPSP been amended till date? 3, 4, 5. Again, why? Because he will give a simple statement. Directive principle of state policy has been amended 5 times till today or 3 times till today.
Because they asked this kind of question now, which is a delimitation commission.
Exactly.
How many times it has been appointed?
This is the reason I pick up delimitation commission. So chances are they can ask it like this also.
Chances are there. Like
Okay.
Citizenship Act, how many times it has been amended? Because CAA was recently in news, right? In which of the following article is not part of Article 51? Promotion of international peace and security, maintain just and honorable relation, use UN peacekeeping forces to resolve international dispute, encourage settlement of international dispute by arbitration.
Take your time. Try to eliminate options. Eliminate madi. Because most of you might not be doing. In IR, I have shown you Article 51. 4 point helidini. But try to eliminate. First, what is Article 51? Okay, very good. Promote international peace and security. True or false? Obviously, Rita. Second, maintain just and honorable relation between nations. 100% print agide. Then come to use of United Nations peacekeeping force on resolution of international dispute. Why will you write it in our constitution? Article 15, 51. Please not there.
Then logically also think, no, India-Pakistan dispute, do you think we'll call UN peacekeeping forces and solve our dispute? Means it's very specific, na? If odd man out, that is certain, no? You can identify something like odd man out. So who is the odd man out in the fourth statement? The third statement is the odd man out because it is being very, very specific. All other 3 statements are general, settled by peaceful, etc. But the third statement is very specific, asking UN peacekeeping forces to come and settle international dispute. If that was the case, then will India ask UN peacekeeping forces to come and settle India-Pakistan issue?
No, it is skill. My brain did not run like this. I only said odd man out. But he observed this and he brought it here. Are you observing? So, in your head, one of the way of eliminating or getting the answer right should be odd man out. Suppose you read the statement, you don't know. Okay, knowledge is not working. Logic is not working. But I have marked only 65 questions. I have to mark minimum 75, 80, 85. At that time, we try to see, does odd man out logic work here? But first, don't say odd man out and don't use it first.
It's an exception, not the norm.
And all these should be used only in UPSC exam and never in our test series. Okay, never try this at home, antaralla. Never try this in any test series. But try this only in UPSC. You can go back and see, lot of questions will get right.
Preparation of agenda of okay, which are the following functions of the cabinet secretariat? Preparation of the agenda of cabinet meetings, secretarial assistance to cabinet committees, allocation of financial resources to ministers. Select which of the following statements are correct. 1 only, 2 and 3, 1 and 2, 1, 2, 3. See, no, first statement, okay.
Preparation of agenda for cabinet
meeting, that might be there. Second one, don't you think secretarial assist, that is what they're for, right? Give them assistance to what else they will do apart from that. Third, you can say it is incorrect because who are they to allocate financial resources to the ministers, right? It is the government who will decide how much financial resources. They'll only assist the government. They are not in a power to dictate terms to the politicians or the government to say, this is how much you allot. So what will be the answer? 1 and 2, 1. Which of the following does not relate to fundamental rights enshrined in the Indian Constitution? See, in these kind of question, even before you solve, logically think you are the person who's going to set this question. Logically, what is one thing you would have tried to do? Mix something with DPSP or mix something with fundamental duties and try to include in fundamental rights, right? Improvement of public health and prohibition of intoxicating drinks.
Don't forget, Artha Aita, that is why whenever you read the question, underline it then and there. This is a habit you have to develop from today. Okay? Improvement of public health and prohibition of intoxicating drinks. Which article? It's a DPSP. Mano.
Gandhian principle.
The promotion of education, economy, interests of weaker sections, especially scheduled caste and scheduled tribe. Which article? I still remember somebody had taught me like this, 46 Anta, means government will give 4 and 6 for scheduled caste and scheduled tribe. Somebody had taught me this in Delhi. For scheduled caste and scheduled tribe, 4 and 6 means bumper. So, that is 46. 99% it is correct. I had read this 10 years back, but these are stories will actually make you remember this. Answer is? Correct? Free and compulsory education, which article? 21A. Prohibition of trafficking in human beings and forced labor. 20? 3 na 4? 2 alla. 23, 24 in?
Child labor.
Child labor.
Which of the following regarding to preamble of the Constitution is true? The objective resolution was proposed by Jawaharlal Nehru, which was ultimately the preamble. Correct or wrong? The word preamble, the idea of preamble was borrowed from the Constitution of USA. Right or wrong? The word socialist secular was adopted on the 42nd Amendment 1970. Correct or wrong? The preamble incorporates fundamental rights of the citizens of India. Correct or wrong? Tell correct or wrong? How many of you say wrong? How many of you say right?
Ignore.
How many of you say ಗೊತ್ತಾಗ್ತಾನೆ ಇಲ್ಲ ಸರ್ ಇದು ಏನು ಮಾಡೋದು ಅಂತ? So they're telling that preamble incorporates fundamental rights of citizens. No, it is the ulta. Fundamental right is incorporate is the values mentioned in the preamble. Understood how subtly he'll try to confuse you. So Josh yella correct. Okay, this is also correct. Then your answer becomes incorrect. So you understood. The logic is simple. Preamble is a vision. That vision, what is their values, that has been incorporated in certain aspects. So preamble does not incorporate fundamental rights, but fundamental rights, DPSP, they incorporate the values which are been mentioned in the preamble. So the idea of equality is incorporated in fundamental rights. The idea of justice is incorporated in DPSP.
Liberty.
The idea of integrity has been incorporated in fundamental duties. Answer is 1, 2, and 3. Issue whether a commitment made by the minister on the floor of the house has been fulfilled or not is decided by which of the following committees? Departmental related committee, business
sensible
committee, committee on public assurances, political affairs committee.
Take your time and read. Apply some logic, basic logic.
Use your common sense.
Don't overuse also.
Use your English sense.
Committee on public assurance.
So because there only they are telling commitment, you have made a commitment, you need to assure that commitment. So which English word matches with that? Public assurance. So many times why we say English is very important for this exam. And that's why he keeps telling Kannada medium studenting, if Lingaraju sir, if you have gone, he will tell first thing is what? Read English newspaper. The reason is that even though you are good in knowledge part, language part, if you are not good, you don't understand the question only. Many times how questions will be based on the language what they've used, you can identify. Based on what they are giving, you can easily identify what will be the answer. Okay, so in some questions I think they asked what is greenwashing. So I'll remember, oh okay, I know whitewashing. What is whitewashing? Now something you try to falsely claim and you'll cover up all your mistakes. So greenwashing will be what? Promoting products which are not so environment friendly and telling of their environment friendly. So this does not mean you should have completely read. If your English is good, you'll be able to identify.
Next class, I'll try to bring minimum 3 questions where just by seeing the question and searching the name of the question in the answer, you are going to find the answer. Especially this is true in one-liners. And they will give greenwashing is correct. Which of the following is correct regarding greenwashing? He'll give you 4 options. Just by identifying that keyword, you are going to get it right. Okay? We'll bring at least 3 to 4 examples to show you how it works.
Which of the following statements regarding residuary powers of the constitution are correct? Okay, this will be the last question. Do residuary powers have given to the union parliament? In the matters of residuary powers, constitution follows the constitution of Australia. 7th schedule of the constitution provides list of residuary powers. True or false? How many of you say it is true? How many of you say it is false? How many say gotte illa sir avana?
ಯೋಚನೆ ಮಾಡಿ 7 all of you know schedule 7. What is there in schedule 7?
Union list, state list, concurrent list.
ಬೇರೆ ಅದರ ಲಿಸ್ಟ್ ಕಾಣಿಸಿದ್ಯಾ?
Anything which is not mentioned in these 3 lists
Is residuary power.
there is no separate list for it. Okay, so that statement will be incorrect.
Correct.
The Government of India Act 1935 places the residuary powers in the hands of the Governor General.
That is correct.
Got it?
194. I think one question is there. Yeah.
Which one of the following statement about Solicitor General of India is correct?
Sir,
Yes, is not correct. Okay, I was testing them whether they are hearing correct. The SGI is government's chief legal advisor, right or wrong? Is he the chief? Who is the chief? Attorney General of India. SGI is the secondary law officer of the country. Okay. Post of SGI is a constitutional post. SGI appointment is appointed by the Appointments Committee of the Cabinet. They'll only recommend who is going to appoint end of the day. It will be the President.
President.
Which of the following statement as per Constitution of India are not correct? President tenders resignation to Chief Justice of India.
President gives his resignation to Chief Justice of India.
To whom does he resignate? Vice President. Vice President tenders his resignation to President of India.
Your surety or your surety?
CAG of India is removed from his office like a manner of the President of India. The logic, 2/3 majority is not used anywhere except for the impeachment of the President. A judge of the Supreme Court can resign his office by writing under his hand addressed to the CJI. Supreme Court judge irbodu, CJI irbodu, ellaru President ge resign ಮಾಡಿ. High Court judges irbodu, everyone resign to the President. You understood how UPSC can mess with your mind. Simply, it's like you are going in the flow. What they will do is that they'll make you mislead you. Whether it is a judge, whether it is a CJI, whether it is a High Court judge, everybody gives resignation to whom? To the President of India. Got it?
So 2 homeworks. One homework is Office of Vice President. Okay, Office of Vice President. Simple. Again, I want you to see if any questions are asked or what UPSC can ask about Vice President in the UPSC Prelims, including our quiz slide questions. Who was the first Vice President to resign? Or how many Vice Presidents have gone on to become Presidents? So all this can be expected because the Office of Vice President made a lot of noise. He resigned and a new one was also elected. Okay, that is one homework. Second homework is, I want you to go back in the last 15 years, how many times parliamentary form of government question has been asked? Parliamentary form of government, a single line, and what are the features of parliamentary form of government? Okay, these are 2 homeworks. I want you to do it for the next class. We'll discuss these and start. Meanwhile, the topics for the next class.
Yeah, topics for the next class is you have Supreme Court, High Court, tribunals. Okay, then you have this what is it? Panchayati Raj and urban local bodies. So these many topics you need to prepare and come.
And constitutional bodies.
So we'll do it in separate session. Okay, so see again, this is not a course where just, there's a Japanese proverb, rather than feeding a man fish every day, teach him the art of fishing. So me and Shashank sir, why we started this session also is that simple logic, we want more number of our class students to clear prelims. And we don't want only test series students to clear prelims, because your results is our future.
And also,
correct, na? Your results is our future. So why? Because we have to make a message saying that You don't need to go to Delhi to prepare. Bangalore can be the best place to prepare. All the avenues here. See, I am not a person who listen to your library, Anna, Akas, etc. एक अंधा दूसरा अंधा को दारी नहीं दिखा सकते. ಒಬ್ಬ ಕೂಡ ಇನ್ನೊಬ್ಬನ ಕೂಡ ದಾರಿ ತೋರ್ಸಕ್ಕಾಗಲ್ಲ. One blind cannot show blind. Students' problem is that they trust their library brothers and sisters more than they trust us. ಸರ್ ನಮ್ಮ ಲೈಬ್ರರಿ ಅಣ್ಣ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು ಡೆಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋದ್ರೆ ನಮಗೆ ಜ್ಞಾನೋದಯ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತೆ. ಜ್ಞಾನೋದಯ ಆಗಲ್ಲ, ಪರ್ಸ್ ಖಾಲಿ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ.
I'll tell you one more story. So I had given a student a homework. Means ke ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ notes ready ಮಾಡ್ಕೋ ಬಾ ಅಂತ. My mentors, all the students were making notes. I had given him 2 sources and said, read these 2 sources and made proper notes, because especially economy is a little complicated topic when it comes to means notes. And so he was preparing such notes from the materials. So suddenly somebody walks to behind him and sees, okay, oh, notes ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದೆಯಾ first. That person was jealous. ಏನಕ್ಕೆ you notes ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ ಅಂತ. And then he said, why don't you refer to that institution? All notes are there.
Same thing, see.
That person first of all ಅವನು 3 ಸತಿ prelims clear ಮಾಡಿಲ್ಲ. He has not cleared prelims. He doesn't know anything.
See, one thing what we are telling is that we are not being arrogant. We are not saying that those who have not cleared prelim don't have talent at all. Get in mind, there are cases where people might have cleared later. But the point I am trying to say, somebody who is actually read will not make a recommendation like that. Get in mind, you will find a lot of people like that. In my library also, like one fellow was there. He told, like, I won't name the person, some IAS officer, etc. He has made groups: blue group, orange group, yellow group, something group. He is given targets: yellow group you do this, blue group you do this. I told, instead of wasting so much time, sit and read the damn question papers. There is no groups color coding that is required. Carry in mind, this is not a makeup color coding you do. It's no, this isn't. Be with the trend of the exam. That's what I told. Even we, if we don't ourselves update what is a recent question, we'll become outdated. Again, mind. So you can't just go by the logic saying that, okay, this material is there, in this material question will come. It's same, advertisement, marketing. Marketing is, that is what is marketing. Marketing is to create, there is this utopian world where you are going to be the next topper. You are going to be popper. There is nothing called as next topper, etc. You have the ability to become the next topper if you work hard, if you are disciplined. Take any example, Cristiano Ronaldo, Virat Kohli, any person in any field, nobody has reached that position without hard work. Right? Talent and all is there. But any person who's just talented, not working hard, not doing what is required, they have not reached that stage. So get that thing out of your mind. So don't try to be a lazy person. Don't try to expect everything will be served to your plate. Don't expect that I'll be in my comfort zone, Musori will come automatically to me.
Very good example is Sachin Tendulkar and Vinod Kambli.
Yeah, Sachin Tendulkar, why he became so great? He's disciplined. Why Virat Kohli, even though talented, cannot reach his stage? The reason is that because he was not disciplined. And many observation, I think Torun sir, in one of the session, he brilliantly had told, Andre Agassi versus Boris Becker, a final match in that regard. Boris Becker was known for his serves, that nobody could touch his serves. So this one in finals, Andre Agassi, what he did, he hit Boris Becker so badly that every of his serve he intercepted. After the match, they asked Andre Agassi how you were able to overcome this Boris Becker. He was a terror at that point of time. So what this Agassi told? Observation. He watched all the matches of Becker and he observed one thing. Whenever this one serves, which direction his tongue will come out, he's going to serve the opposite direction. And that he observed a minute thing and he was able to read Boris Becker. That's why we say small observations can make a huge change in your thing. That's why we said observe the question papers, understand the trend of the question papers. You will be able to make an impact. And leave this false illusion. That's what we say. Say, I don't know, I and Shashank sir have been always open. We are those people will not, if you come and tell I can't study, I will tell don't study only. Nobody can force you to study. You have to study on.
You're an ninja at least if you're not studying.
Right. See, to bluff and to make you happy, it is 2 minutes. So if the girl and sir, ನಾನು ಹೆಂಗ್ ಓದ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ about Shushti Deshmukh ತರ ಓದ್ತಾ ಇದೀಯಮ್ಮ ನೀನು ಸಾಕಾದ ಓದ್ತಿದ್ಯಾ next time. You're getting mind momentary happiness, momentary thing. Say, I'm not telling motivation is not needed, but plain motivation alone is not going to take you anywhere if you don't build the necessary skills. You know, there is a thing what we say: deserve before you desire. Don't just desire. Be deserving.
to be deserving, you have to work hard.
AI ಗೊತ್ತಿದೆಯಾ? Artificial intelligence. How does it work? Again, they will feed the machine learning anta concept ide. Have you heard of what is machine learning? You will feed the input again and again of how 1,000 people think, and you will train the model. Here, the same thing you are going to do with machine learning is feed your mind with the same UPSC previous year questions. And your mind automatically will work like a UPSC question paper next. So whenever you read also, your mind will link, okay, as soon as I see a national park in the news, I should know which state the national park is in. Any river flows through national park. Any unique feature of that national park. That will come only with PYQs. And once your brain starts doing it, you don't need any mentorship. You don't need any mentorship. I see students, regularly they don't come for prelims mentorship. Means they'll come, get the answers corrected and go back. Because they know what is to be done in prelims. It need not be taught also. Okay? Try to learn that in the span of time. Meanwhile, if any of you want mentorship, me and Nikhil sir will be available. You can text us on Telegram and meet us.
Okay, and this is a free course. We are not making any sir, interior motive city. There is no charges. You can come at any point of time. Our only goal is what? By next prelims, from our classroom, we need to produce prelims results, right? We have Insights as also aim. What is the aim? In next few years, 100 students should get ranked from Karnataka. And that can happen.
Each one of you can clear prelims if you just do these basics right. These basics, that's all. You don't have to be a master. You might have seen the people who have cleared the interview. Multiple types of people have cleared the interviews, right? Or the exam. For example, last year, I think Shepherd from Maharashtra cleared the exam. How did he clear the exam? He knew the basics, he studied and he cleared the exam. He did not give any reasons. Understood? So you also need not give any reasons. Focus on the basics. Again, 3 R's. Repeat, reuse, recycle. Keep doing the same thing. Alright, any doubts about today's session? So again, we will complete polity probably in a couple of sessions and then we'll move on to the next subject. It is either geography or economy. First, we'll complete the most important subjects. Then we'll go to science and tech. Meanwhile, for IR, we'll have a couple of current affairs sessions also. What is happening in the news? Those sessions we'll have for just 1 or 2 hours and weekly ones.
Yeah, man, this is not teaching. It's like if we are preparing for the exam, how we'll prepare, how our mind will work, what is the preparation has to be done, plain and simple. And
don't think amount of preparation also we are doing. We just
don't think this is like free, so that is why no quality will be there. Some time pass they'll do. That, see, that is also thing. What people do, free kotre Indra canteen tara irutte. You're in a mind. Now there is a funny story here. Like my grandfather was a popular advocate. Okay, and he was an expert in food related counsel for MTR and all. He was the counsel, but he's a person who is very, what you can say, not so that what fancy. You can say, fancy or etc. So one of the client came and his hotel was almost closed down. So he told, this case you have to immediately take. And he told, what is the fees? This is my grandfather's old model car. He told 20,000. That fellow thought this fellow is telling 20,000, such a big case, nonsense fellow. And he told, okay, I'll come back. And he went and he consulted one more lawyer. That fellow told, 2 lakhs, sir, 1 hearing. Okay, I'll send one top advocate, what we have. And he sent the same address back to my grandfather. You're in a point. So that's why I told, always those things which are pricey does not mean they always have valuable. I'm not telling it is not all products are not bad. That I'm telling is that the other way is also true, that something which is offered free does not mean that they're doing only for time pass or etc. It's not now, in future though at least we'll get result. It's an investment. Like you buy a share which is a penny stock. Maybe that penny stock rises, then our share value will also rise. So we are also not telling it's completely a freebie, but if your rank, I told, is our future. You can set not only your future, you can also fix our future. So everything is in your hands. Decide what you're going to do. Anything, Shashank?
Okay, prepare well. Again, don't invest the entire week. 1 day before the coming to this class, try to revise these concepts and come back. And if possible, you also try to do this homework. What I am trying, you also try to do it. So develop the habit. These are the themes that are coming. So once you start learning this habit, again you are going to be a master of prelims. Artha aita? Again, see you again from every week. This is going to be the standard timing, Saturday 5:30 to 8:30. I hope this is a comfortable timing. So optional classes also mostly won't be there. So you will not have to miss other classes also. Meanwhile, you have any doubts, you want us to discuss any particular specific topics, let us know. We'll help you out with that. Okay? Thank you. See you next week. The YouTube video will come right below that. We'll share a link. Okay.